Hello, boys and girls. Had to make that bit go away. Hello. How are we doing? Are we all having a lovely day? Are we all as tired as I am? Oh, I've had a busy couple of days. This time yesterday, I was playing Meat or Chocolate in an airport lounge. Those were the days. But here I am. I'm back, everybody. You didn't even notice I was away. Hello, goodbye. Hello. What are you talking about in the chat? An American viewer? I'm very confused. I'm now trying to read back through the chat. Something about Belgians? I don't know what's going on. Splitting Pants, thank you very much for the sub. Oh, there we go. American FM guy. Thank you for 35 months. And Unkford, thank you very much for 44 months. What a time to be alive. Hello, everybody. Do you want to see something exciting? I'm just going to give you a minute. I'll let you figure it out for yourself what the exciting thing is. Just have a little drink. Oh, what's this? Oh, that's nice. The water bottles are wrong. No white shoes. They are white shoes. There's just shadow on the screen. Any news on the video highlights? What news were you expecting? You had news on them last week. They don't exist anymore. There isn't going to be any more news on them. Unless Topher wants to start working for free. Topher, do you want to start working for free? Maybe he does. But otherwise, yeah, there are no video highlights anymore. Because nobody was watching them. I did a fancy graphics. Exactly. We've got the kits, look. I don't know how. I didn't do anything different. All I did, they were still sat in the folder that we put them in on stream. And because everyone moaned with the Andratch video yesterday that I didn't have the kits, I downloaded a kit pack, put that in the same folder, and that magically made these work. So I guess there's something in the config file of the overall file that was missing from the config file we originally had for these that's magically made them work. And you can't just add 3 kits to the game. You have to add a bunch of kits. I don't know. I don't really understand. But yeah, the kits work now. Hooray! Not sure if you've announced it yet, but Mr. Gold has been won. I did see that. I mean, it's not my place to announce it. I'm not affiliated with them in any way. They just asked me to make a video about it. So, yeah, it's not something I'm planning to announce, but I did notice Retired Sets announced it over the weekend. It's cool. It's cool that it was won by a kid. Hopefully they've opened it and are playing with it. But yeah, that was very snazzy. Did I turn it off and on again? Multiple times. We did that on stream multiple times. So yeah, I don't know what specifically made it work, but it works. Hooray! It's very exciting. But yeah, shall we crack on with that? I mean, I've not even got the game loaded because I wanted to show you that. But we've obviously got quite the mission ahead of us this evening. And it's going to be a challenge, I suspect, because this is what the Premier League table looks like with 12 games to go. I mean, it's going to be tough. We've not won a game since beating top of the table Man City, which was just a complete anomaly because prior to that, the last time we won was away against Blackburn. So in our last, if we have another 12 matches like our previous 12 matches, we are getting relegated. We have got huge matches coming up. We're at home against Blackburn, one of the last teams we beat. We're at home against Spurs, who were Spurs. Then we've got Sunderland, Leicester, Fulham. I mean, we've got to pick up some points in the next hour because if we don't, those final 3 games of the season, Man United away, Arsenal at home, Chelsea away, we're getting no points there. We've got to be safe by the end of April. We've got 9 games to get safe enough so that May doesn't matter. That kind of safe. I don't know that we're going to do it. We might be getting relegated and it's going to be very sad, but goodness me, we'll give it a jolly good go. Let's make sure the boys are all rested. They do love a rest. And meanwhile, I'll figure out what's going on in this chat. I thought it was tech guy who made it work. No, it just magically started working. I did nothing. I'd like to say I worked really hard at getting them working. I got Matt involved. No, they just started working when I added the other ones. It was magic. Finally gets the fancy graphics to work on the Bedford save. There's no longer any Bedford videos on YouTube. I mean, they've still got... The streams still go on YouTube and the VODs stay up there. So the majority of people were watching the VODs rather than the videos anyway. In terms of watch time, which is all that really matters, the view number doesn't really matter. It's watch time that matters. And I know, obviously, the VODs 6-8 times the length of a video, so you don't need as many views to get the same amount of watch time. But ultimately, watch time is what pays the bills, because the more watch time, the more adverts. In terms of watch time, way more people were watching the VODs than the videos anyway. So, we talked about it last week. It's a no-brainer. There's much more useful things Topher can be spending his time doing than making videos for a couple of thousand people to watch. It's the same thing that killed East Fife way back when. There comes a point on the second channel each year, seemingly, where people just lose interest. And I can't justify paying Topher his incredibly high salary that he insists on drawing out of me. Like I say, if he was willing to work for free, if Topher was willing to do it for the love and or the exposure, then we wouldn't have this problem. So don't blame it on me. It's absolutely on him for insisting on getting paid for his work. Pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. Ben, thank you very much for 28 months. If people skip on the VOD for results rather than watch a whole game, is that detrimental to the channel? I mean, honest answer, I just don't care. it's Lelujo Live. Anything that is made, any money I get on that channel is a nice little bonus. I honestly don't care. Watch it if you want. Don't watch it if you'd rather not. If you're trying to support the channel, watch each Andrach video 3 times all the way through, like and comment and share them. But yeah, Lelujo Live it's no extra work when I'm streaming on Twitch anyway. It's no extra work to also multi-stream to YouTube and Kick. So we'll carry on doing it unless Twitch offer me a big pile of cash to make me not do it. But ultimately, the holy sponsorship is a Twitch sponsorship, not a YouTube or Kick sponsorship. So Twitch isn't going anywhere. And if Twitch isn't going anywhere, then YouTube and Kick aren't going anywhere because there's no reason for them to go anywhere. So, yeah, it honestly doesn't matter. Do what you will with Lelujo Live. You'll be fine. But yeah, watch the main channel. The main channel is the one that needs your love. Are we actually live on Kick at all at the moment? Or is there just nobody watching? I've not even got a view count for Kick. I don't know if that means my view count thing is broken. Ah, no. My activity feed is not currently connected to Kick. Let me connect to Kick. I don't know why it wasn't connected previously. I am now connected to Kick. I was already streaming there, but I didn't have a chat or an activity feed. Now I do. So, hello, Kick. If anyone's commented on Kick, I hadn't seen you this evening up until this point. I've missed 8 minutes of Kick insight, but welcome back. I still can't see if it'll take... Oh, there is one person watching over there. So, sorry if you have written the most insightful chats ever. We didn't see them. Loving your new 4 p.m. save. Looks like it's going to be fun. It is going to be fun. There you go. It's Mr. Teeny on Kick. Up the Kick, indeed. Up the Kick, indeed. Right. What's going on here? Is this the right... Is this the team we're supposed to be playing against Blackburn? I can't remember. Did we not upgrade Plaza? I feel like we signed a lot of defenders. I mean, I think this is fine. Let's go and beat Blackburn. Does it count if I'm watching on both? Absolutely. I don't know what you mean by both when there's 3 options. Which one are you? Which two are you watching on? I've just made the point that I really care about the YouTube ones, so please make sure YouTube's one of those options. Super care about that. Can you see somewhere if a fullback has a preferred side when both left and right are green? I guess look at what foot they kick it with. If they're both, I mean, I'm going to say pink because everyone knows natural positions are pink. If they're pink on both sides, if they're natural on both sides, I'd just go whichever foot they kick it with. I guess it doesn't really matter. Right, come on then. Oh, niblets. Our set pieces are worrisome, and Higgins proving again he's not a Premier League striker. I mean, we all knew that anyway. I can't believe they're going with that as a front two in the Premier League. Nonsense. They need Rob Harley. They need a proper striker. None of this Higgins and Tyson. That's a Championship front two, he says, managing a team of Championship players. But this team is going to destroy the Championship next season. I'm very confident of that. I think I signed Beadle for them on Earth 1. Oh, this is good football. Why did you not even do a goal? All I wanted there was to do a goal. He's got to be offside, referee. Referee? Referee. The ref's fingering himself. It's fine. And come on. That's the spirit. Is this the year Blackburn relegated in Earth 1? Yes, I think so. Yeah, this is the season that Higgins got as a failed Premier League striker on Earth 1. And then I took over midway through next season. So we are catching up with Earth 1 now. Although we got to the Premier League faster with Bedford than we did by moving clubs. Obviously, we're going down. So now we have to make it back to the Premier League no later than we got there with Blackburn and then stay up. Or else it turns out non-league to legend was right all along. We did a football goal. Come on then. Football. Miles onside. Absolutely no question. He was onside by a gazillion miles. FOMO Flow. I responded to you on YouTube asking me for the broadcast camera. The answer is the same here. We ain't doing that. It just shows you the same 3 pre-rendered animations. It's like watching Kenny Dalglish Soccer Manager. I'm sure I appreciate the kits. I'm sure I know they're beautiful. I can see they're beautiful from here. I don't need a close-up of them 4 times a match while we watch the pre-rendered corner animation. It's not needed. We had that on for the first week or so the game came out, and it very quickly became, oh my word, must they keep cutting to show me this angle? Come on! I don't need cutscenes in my Football Manager. We're 2-0 up. We're going to do the double over Blackburn here. I did see Ezra is out for 6 weeks, which I don't know that it's the end of the world. I've still not really seen anything. I think he would still be my 4th choice in that position at Arsenal. I would have Odegaard, Havertz and Ranieri all ahead of him. And I know Ranieri's obviously at Marseille till the end of the season, so he's not an option. But Odegaard's coming back to fitness. Havertz is fit again, and I wouldn't play Havertz ahead of Gyökeres. Obviously, it didn't really work against Man City, but nobody really worked against Man City. It was just one of those days. So I would have no qualms at all about sticking Havertz in there, or Odegaard if and when he's fit. Yeah, I've not really seen anything from Eze to suggest that he's anything other than a guy who's been brought in to get in Ranieri's way, which is just weird. But we shall say, oh, you'll enjoy this. Tofu will enjoy this one. The hotel I stayed in at Heathrow on Sunday night, absolutely full of Man City fans. So I watched the Carabao Cup final at home, got in my car, drove down to my hotel, and it was full of celebrating City fans. So I had a lovely evening. I could hear them from my room. Should have had Semenyo instead of Eze. Yeah, completely agree with that. That I don't really understand that one. I mean, I guess maybe I understand taking Eze at the time because it was to replace Havertz, who was injured, and the plan, I think it's pretty clear based on how he's been used since he's been fit again. The plan was to use Havertz behind Gyökeres. So I guess when Havertz gets a 6-month injury, you go and sign a Havertz replacement. So that's it kind of makes sense there, but based on the way the squad is now, I would much rather it was Semenyo than Eze in there. Because there's a gaping hole on that left-hand side where Martinelli, Trossard and Eze, none of them are good enough to play on the left wing. And Semenyo would just be ever-present over there. So it's an odd one. Purely for embarrassing Tottenham, it was worth the signing. Oh, yeah, I'll agree with that. It's certainly a fun banter signing. But I don't think he's the long-term answer. He's like 28 as well, isn't he? It's not like he's a 22-year-old who's going to keep getting better. He's a guy who's in his prime, theoretically. And I don't know that there's an area of... I don't know that... Oh, that's annoying. I don't know that his best position at Arsenal has been identified. And I don't know that he's better than any of the options in any of the positions he can play. So, yeah, it's a bit frustrating. As is this. Higgins doing that against me. Oh, it's a big deflection as well. We might have to focus on this match for a minute because we do need to win this. We were 2-0 up. This might be us throwing away our Premier League status by talking about real football like a bunch of meatheads. Who talks about real football on the internet? It's absurd, frankly. No good can come from discussing football. Who the hell is he? He's good, isn't he? Why are we not starting this guy? He must be one of the new ones. Get Bees on at left back. Lovely. Thought he'd play Saka at the 10, to be fair. I mean, yeah, that's the other thing. Obviously, Madueke's been better than Saka for the last... Since Saka came back from his injury, really. Madueke has looked a better option than Saka. So if you're looking for someone to play in behind Gyökeres and you don't want to go with either Havertz or Odegaard, stick Saka there. He's looked decent there the couple of times he's done it. I thought he'd missed that, but he has not. He's done a football goal. Any chance of staying up? If we win this, maybe. And McGilligot, our captain, our leader. We do look snazzy in these kits. Is that my logo on their buttocks? I've heard this is the first time I've seen the shirts from the back. That's a nice touch. I'm nestling above Frankie McGilligot's bum crack. Just where I want to be. Beautiful. Dynamic. We'll have the it's broadcast, isn't it? We'll put broadcast on for the rest of the match. Just so we can try and see McGilligot's buttocks. I think Declan Rice could play at number 10. Declan Rice can play anywhere on a football pitch. That doesn't mean he should. He's the best box-to-box midfielder in the world. Play him there. There's no reason to... he's proven throughout his career he can literally play in any position because he's a very talented boy. But, I don't know, maybe just play him in his best one. Right, Chizzy's coming on. We'll do that. Here you go. It's going to be fine. I could recommend a delicious, refreshing beverage. It's called Holy, and hopefully it will be the sponsor of a Premier League club by the end of the season still. It's getting 12 games. Oh, come on, you bum holes. Do a football. Oh, there's you. Oh, I mean, see, this is what I want from my broadcast camera. This is great. I love that. What I love most about that, because he still hasn't taken the corner. So what I love most about that is the way it just wasted 10 seconds and with nothing happening. That's why I like that camera view. This is why I love this camera view. That's what I want every time there's a corner. Those 10 seconds are a waste of time, and that might be the goal that keeps us in the Premier League. We've still got a lot of work to do to stay in the Premier League, but that goal, we'll look back on that moment. That's huge. Immersion. Yeah, the buzzword of people who aren't really enjoying Football Manager but can't put their finger on why. I can't remember. What were we doing before? I can't even remember what we were doing now. What's the correct option? Tactical? No. Is it that one? I think it's dynamic side. Is it dynamic sideline we normally have on? I think it is. Yeah, if having a 10-second freeze frame of a man with his hand on his hips helps you with your immersion. My word. That is, I promise you, that is not going to help with the immersion. You know what would be really nice with immersion? If we could look at the Premier League now and be like, cool, blimey, Everton are up in 6th. How are Everton suddenly really good? And then, you know, get some context somewhere. That's where you get your immersion from. Or, like, I should know who the England manager is. And who are currently the good teams in Italy, in Spain. That's where your immersion comes from. Your immersion doesn't come from being able to see what colour boots the players are wearing. I think people are misunderstanding what felt immersive about the older games. Because Championship Manager 2 was immersive. And that didn't have a match engine. My immersion lives in the airing cupboard, as it should. People who don't like FM26 just don't know how to do what they want. There's certainly a bit of that. There is a bit of... I don't think it's fair to say it's all that. There is some stuff that should be there that is not there. I've played like 500 hours of the game now. There's stuff I want to be in the game that's missing that would help my overall enjoyment in the game. I am still really enjoying the game, but there is stuff that would make me enjoy it even more that's definitely not there. It's not just that I can't find it. There is stuff that is definitely not there. Like being able to, at a glance, see who... Well, I talked about examples. Who are the best teams in the other leagues? Who are the best managers? How did Manchester United get good again? What's their story? There's not an easy way to just get a feel. Like, I can click on them and it's like, yeah, I still don't know how they've made it to be good again. Still don't really know. Well, is it in here? Well, this is good. Oh, no, we can't actually see what those positions are. That's a shame. Well, what about their landmarks? That must be here somewhere. So we do still have landmarks, but it's like, I don't know. It's what I want to see their history of their league positions over the last 10 years. I don't want to see it as a graph. I want to see their league finishes. What position did Manchester United finish in 4 seasons ago? The silence is illustrative. So 4 seasons ago was there. So, oh, hold on. That's new. I mean, you have to wait. It's not instant like it used to be, but they have it. There's a thing they've fixed. It does actually tell you when you hover on it now. which it didn't when the game came out. Now all we need is that glorious next step of it. Just, I want to see it on a table. I want the competition history page we used to have. Imagine if that's back in and I just haven't found it yet. Where's the competition history? See, we can see highest and lowest league. Yeah, the thing that stops you doing like proper experiments. That's what's not there. Need to left click the league table. What do you mean left click the league table? There's the league table. What do you mean left click it? Every click is with the left, isn't it? Top right. What? Messages? Next to current season. No, this isn't. I don't want to do this. No, 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 no. I want that page we used to have in FM24. I don't want to know what the Premier League looked like every season. I want for Manchester United to, at a glance, be able to see the last 100 seasons they've played, what positions they play, what position they finished in every year. Just all on one screen. That doesn't exist. That's something that would help with immersion. That's just one example. But yeah, that's where you get your immersion from. Do you think FM evolved to a point where console becomes a necessity? No. I don't fully understand the question, but I'm fairly certain if I did understand it, my answer still wouldn't be you've got to have a console, because I don't have one and I'm fine. Well, I do have one, I just don't use it. Do you want the equivalent of the wiki page list of Man United seasons? Kinda, and it's been in the game for the last 30 years. It's not in there now. And it's a screen I used to use a lot when telling stories about saves. Certainly in stuff like the 1,000 Years in the Future series, you would be able to go through and be like, oh, look, 70 years ago, they dropped all the way down to non-league. There's just no way to get that kind of flavour out of the game now. That's immersion. Right, we're playing Tottenham. Let's beat them. Evolved, I meant to the point where the graphics can't be run on a potato PC. I mean, they still can be run on a potato. I mean, how much of a potato are you trying to run them on? Because in the nicest possible way, it's an annual release computer game. You shouldn't be expecting to be able to play it on a 10-year-old laptop, because you can't. There are no other new release computer games you can play on a 10-year-old laptop. So, yeah, if that's what you mean, then yeah, we maybe are at that point. Good. Having the necessity to be able to play it on your 10-year-old work laptop be in there as a thing, as a must-have, was holding the game back, and I'm glad it's gone. If people are really serious about playing it, and I know this to be true because I've been in this position in the past, long before I was a content creator, back when my kids were still babies and I didn't have any consoles, I couldn't afford to have consoles or play games. I didn't have time to play many games on a regular basis. The one thing I still did was play a lot of Football Manager, and I would buy computers specifically to play Football Manager on. So if you can't every 5 years or so spend a couple of £100 on a disposable laptop from Argos to play FM on, maybe you don't need to worry about if the new £50 game is any good. I demand being able to play FM on my Game Boy Color. Yeah, no, it's just it's an unreasonable expectation for an annual release major video game to run on your granddad's laptop that you got free with his FreeServe router. Moo and hiss. Goodness me, Shady's in. Well, I never. There's so many cheap Windows laptop deals on Amazon. Exactly. We did a video. Me and Matt sat here for an hour and recorded a video talking you through different PC options at different price points. You can get a perfectly serviceable laptop that will run Football Manager for the next 5 years for 250 quid. So half the price of a console. So if there's anyone out there thinking, oh God, I've got to buy a console to be able to keep up with Football Manager. No, spend half the money of a console, buy a cheap laptop. As long as you're only using it for FM, you won't even notice that it's rubbish. It'll be fine. It'll run the game perfectly okay. Yeah, I don't think we'll ever get to the point where the cheapest way to play the game is a console. Because the specs are never going to get that far ahead for a game like Football Manager. You're never going to need a cutting edge PC, gaming PC. Boo! But oh, lovely football save. If you are Topher, you should know by now that tuna pasta bake is better cold. So that's not a reason not to share. When I was a kid, my mum used to do tuna pasta for us sometimes, and she'd make it at like 3 o'clock so we could eat it at 6, so it had cooled down, so it wouldn't be warm next to our Marmite soaked salad. That's dinner. Nice cold pasta. Lovely stuff. I bought my laptop from info you and Matt gave in the video. Thank you. You are welcome. There's a lot of FM chat. That's a good thing. It doesn't hurt to occasionally talk about Football Manager. Got to keep myself relevant in case they do another FIFA World Cup, FIFA E World Cup. Luke was saying views haven't been sustainable for 26. Have you experienced it as well? Define sustainable. I mean, maybe this is a conversation for me to have with Luke behind closed doors rather than call him out publicly. So that's not what I'm intending to do. I would say maybe his business model isn't sustainable if that's the case, because views are still higher than they were on FM 19, and I went full time on FM 17, and I'm still getting way more views now than I was getting pre-COVID. We got that big COVID boost. So yeah, views are the lowest they've been in like 5 years, but I've been full time for nearly 10 years. So it defines sustainable. Obviously, back when I was getting this level of views last time, I didn't have an editor. I didn't have a thumbnail guy. I was streaming every night as well. So I was having to put in a lot of work and do it all by myself, which obviously isn't how Luke's business is structured. He has to presumably pay his dad. He has to pay his editor. He has to pay his thumbnail guy. So Luke's got a lot more overheads than I have. And maybe, or certainly than I had, maybe for that business model, the views aren't sustainable. I don't know. I certainly wouldn't want to be relying on Football Manager views for my income at the moment. And I'm not going to say I'm lucky. I'm a bleeping genius for making sure my eggs weren't all in one basket and having multiple channels and multiple places to earn money. But yeah, it would be tough times relying on Football Manager at the moment, based on what we've been used to over the last 5 years, and the fact that, like all businesses, have expense creep. So even for me, if I was still just doing Football Manager like I was back last time views were this low, I now have a Topher. I don't even know how to define him. I have a thumbnail guy. I have people I have to pay. I have an accountant. I have people I have to pay now. So yeah, it wouldn't be comfortable. but it's still better than it was for the first multiple years that I was doing this full time. So on that basis, I think it is sustainable. It's just, it's gone from being something where you are going to earn a comfortable 6-figure income to something where you might have to accept that you're only going to earn 30 grand, 40 grand for the year, whatever it might be, which, yeah, compared to 6 figures is a massive pay cut that you got without much warning. It's still a lot of money though. Still more than the average wage in this country. So I don't know. That word unsustainable, I struggle with that a little bit. What you're saying is Topher's bankrupting you. Exactly. But I mean, you know me. I love sharing numbers. Let me share some numbers. Oh. So, when did this game come out? Oh, there you go. I've got a 90-day rolling number. So last 90 days, Lelujo, so just the Lelujo YouTube channel, has made £10,344 in the last 90 days. So what's that? Like £3.5 a month? More than I earned as a teacher. Doesn't seem unsustainable to me, boys and girls. Did I just hear an old man grown out of Kevin getting his phone out of his pocket? I don't think it was even in my pocket, was it? It was on the desk. 40,000 a year, exactly what he said. Yeah, exactly. Obviously, the place where I guess that becomes unsustainable is if that's all you're relying on, and you've then got a bunch of people to pay off the back of it. But again, no full-time content creator is relying solely on their YouTube AdSense money. Everyone's going to have sponsors and streaming and TikTok and I don't know, affiliate links and merch and Patreon. So that number, that is literally just the YouTube AdSense money. So yeah, it's not as easy as it was. I mean, I can tell you the same. Should we look at the same period 2 years before? The last time we had a game. So what are those dates? That was the 20... Oh, wow. That's Christmas Eve. So 24th of December to... Can I do a custom range on my phone? I don't know if it lets me, actually. And I can't do it on my computer because I'm logged into Lelujo Live. Can I do a custom? Bear with me, boys and girls. Unless this is boring, in which case just tell me to move on. But I love all this. I love getting into the nitty-gritty. Because I think a lot of people are being quite doom and gloom about the situation. We're just weathering a not very difficult storm. Yeah, it's not letting me do it. Oh, I've literally got my laptop sat here. How blooming useful is this? I've got an alternate machine because I was uploading a vlog. Right. We can do it on here. This is riddled with receipts, this thing. So, bear with me. I've got no desk space. My keyboard's in the way. Here we go. So, what was the dates? We want... So I imagine this is going to be a much bigger number if we look for the same period 2 years ago. Oh, hold on, I put the dates in wrong. So what was it? 12th, 2024 to, yeah, 90 days selected. You know what? £11,077. It's basically the same. And I know that's just my channel. That's genuinely surprised me a bit. The thing that I imagine would be really different over that period is I imagine Twitch would have been much higher than it is now. But that's genuinely surprising. Which tells me it's sustainable. It's fine. Let's go and win the FA Cup. Yeah, second channel would have been doing well. Had 25 been postponed yet at that time? Maybe. I think I've only gone back a year there. I don't think I've gone back 2 years. Hold on. Bear with me. I'd only gone back a year. I've given you the wrong information. Let me try 2 years. 18.5 grand. That makes more sense. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, it's down quite a lot from where it was this time 2 years ago. But it's no worse than it was last year. And we all survived last year. I think it's fine. And I think it's temporary. You only have to look at that graph that everyone loves to share. That's the Steam graph showing the player base. If there's half the people playing, there's going to be half the people watching. So it's just one of those things. Hopefully they release a good game and then we're fine. I wouldn't be at all surprised if some of the people who are currently full-time end up not being full-time. Because maybe sustainable is the wrong word. Because it is sustainable. It's not lucrative anymore. No one's getting rich off it at the moment. Which people were before. Can I ask, how did the FM link from Fanatical do this year? You can ask, but I can't give you numbers. Because it's in the contract that I can't give you numbers. It was my best year I've ever had. With that. By a long way. I think a lot of people were very, very excited. I think there was a combination of people who were very excited and people really wanted to support creators. So they went out of their way to use affiliate links to support creators who they know had had a tough year. So I think that, yeah, it was really good this year. I think it was a bit of an anomaly. I'm certainly not budgeting for the kind of numbers I got out of that last year ever again. I think that was probably a complete outlier year. How does Block Party compare over the last 90 days? So Scooby-Dooby-Doo. Doopy-doopy-dooby-doopy. Just shy of 15 grand on Block Party. Block Party in the last, yeah, Block Party. That's again just on YouTube. Obviously, a big part of Block Party is TikTok as well, which I can't find the numbers for as easily. I wonder how many like me bought FM26 but couldn't get on with it, but have stayed invested in the creators / community. I don't know. My issue with the Fanatical link is I could only use any code once before it IP blocked me. How many copies of the game were you trying to buy? You're making money on TikTok. Yeah. We had like 40 million views on TikTok last year. We made like 15 grand on TikTok last year, probably, I would guess. Was starting the Lego channel one of the best business decisions? Yes, definitely. Absolutely. 40 million. When did you become TikTok famous? Gradually over the last 2 years, since I figured out how to do TikTok. When I am recognised in the street now, the most common thing people say is, I watch your TikTok. I get that way more than I've ever had YouTube. And bearing in mind the only TikTok I really do is Block Party, it's certainly the most noticeable, recognisable thing that I do is that Block Party TikTok. I suspect this time next year the Lego stuff is going to be paying 2 times the FM. I mean, in terms of the last 30 days, it's already there. The trajectory of the two channels, it's literally opposite. You see Football Manager views and revenue going down every month, and almost identical, like mirroring line, is Block Party views and revenue going up, which again, I'm not going to say it's all luck, because I've worked very, very hard over the last 2 years to build up that channel. But the timing of the success on that channel is very fortuitous, that as the FM world is crumbling around everybody, Block Party is just growing to fill the gap, pretty much to the exact extent the other one is falling by. It's keeping everything level. But the thing is, Football Manager's always been big spike and then fall off over the year, big spike, fall off over the year. This year we got a smaller spike and a faster fall off. Block Party for 2 years now has just gone up every single month. There hasn't been that drop period at all yet. I expect there will be, but it hasn't happened yet. We get new releases every month in Lego. There's always something going on. So it's a much more solid base to build content off of. Is Block Party daily uploads? Yeah, has been for a year and a half, probably. I work 5 days a week on Block Party and 2 days a week on the Lujo now. It's been that way for probably a year. I didn't tell anyone that was happening initially, because at the point I could see the direction both were going in. But at the time, the Football Manager was still a much more important thing, much bigger part of the business, a much more important thing. So I didn't want to tell the world at that point, I'm doing this really stupid thing. I'm taking a bit of a gamble, I'm doing a stupid thing. But yeah, pretty much. It probably was like February, March time last year. I made the conscious decision to, right, Block Party is the full-time thing. We work on that 5 days a week. We effectively do Lelujo at the weekend. It's not quite how the week breaks down. Obviously, I stream a couple of nights a week. I basically spend all day Monday making Football Manager videos. And then there's usually one other day over the course of the week where I record a few more or edit some. And then you factor in the streams as well. But yeah, it works out about 2 days a week on the Football Manager stuff. And the other 5 days a week are on Block Party. Surely the Lego channel costs way more to run with the Lego purchases. Am I wrong thinking the FM channel is still more profitable? Yeah, kinda. Because the Football Manager channel has more expenses attached to it in terms of, or until like we've had a bit of a restructure, but Topher was being paid out of Football Manager. Will, the thumbnail guy, was being paid out of Football Manager. My accountant was being paid out of Football Manager. Like my office expenses for home were being paid out of Football Manager. So because that was the established business, that was covering a lot of the bills that were attached to everything. So the only real outgoing Block Party has had, and I do monitor them both separately, although it's all part of the same company at the moment. The only expenses Block Party really had was Lego. And it might look like I spend a lot of money on Lego, but really I don't. Not compared to what the income is. That all, it kind of all changes as time goes on. But I would say between TikTok, Patreon, and sponsorships and affiliates, the affiliate stuff in Lego is big. Between Patreon, sponsorships, and affiliates, that pays for the rent on the storage unit that we've got the city in and all the Lego we buy. And the actual ad revenue is just money that we've earned. It basically pays our bills now, the ad revenue. When the last time I ran the numbers, the every pound we spend on a Lego set makes us like £4. FM content is easy for you. You've been doing it for years. Not surprised you can knock out a week's worth of content in 2 days. I mean, I always could. I've done it like that for years. It's just the other 2 or 3 days I would spend on it would be doing the weekend videos, or I'd stream 5 nights a week. If you think about it, in terms of actual time spent on Football Manager YouTube videos, they've been 5 days a week since I dropped the morning uploads years ago. Remember when I used to do 2 videos a day? I have 2 Let's Plays going on at a time. That talk to me about unsustainable. That's how I was when I was first full time. That's how we had to make it sustainable. I was releasing 60 videos a month. But yeah, ever since I went down to 5 videos a week, I've been able to knock them out in like a day and a half. But the rest of the time would be spent on doing experiments or bigger, more edited videos, or other content, or streaming a lot. Like if you stream 5 days a week for 3 hours, that's 2 full working days. That's 2 7.5-hour shifts right there. So the actual Lelujo YouTube videos, it's been a long time since I've spent more than like a day a week on them. We've got back into this game. What do I enjoy more, FM or Block Party? I like them both. And that's not me being, not me trying to be political about it. They're different enough that it feels like a rest, stopping one and going to do the other. They both feel like a break. It's weird. Like if I kind of have it structured now where, I mean, and this week's a little bit different because I was away yesterday, but normally I record Football Manager videos all day on a Monday and then do a Lego stream at night. And that feels like a break because I've been doing Football Manager all day. And then Tuesday, I'll make Lego videos all day and then come and stream Football Manager, and it feels like a break. So I end up enjoying them both equally because I rotate it around like that. I like to be busy, and they're my 2 big hobbies, and I just happen to have made them my job. Yeah, non-league to legend doesn't get... My Football Manager Let's Plays do not get edited. It's literally stitching the clips together. If I fumble a word on camera, I will usually just hit stop recording, start recording again, so I know I just need to cut it there. That will happen maybe 3 times a week. I've been doing it a long... I've made thousands of Football Manager videos. I can do Football Manager Let's Plays in my sleep. Right, we're going to score here. From 2-0 down. Come on. One take Kev does not fumble. Exactly. I remember people kicked off when you went down to 1 a day and people were accusing you of packing it in. I know. It's like 6-7 years ago now that happened, I think. That was before that was when I was still in the garage, if I recall. That was one of my first big lessons in people don't really know what they want. The amount of people who were absolutely adamant they had to have 2 separate series from me. They needed 2 uploads a day. And then I dropped down to 1. And what happened? The views doubled. Oh, it was in the second house, was it? I was doing 2 videos a day during lockdown. Was I? And my vlog channel also came back to life. Everyone got to see one take care at work on the Lego stream last week. Yeah, Friday night I recorded a Lego TikTok whilst we were streaming. So there were a lot of people fascinated about that. I think you timed your major channel changes perfectly. If you kept going at 2 a day plus vlogging, etc., the burnout would have hit so much harder. I don't really like to talk about burnout because I think, and some people don't like it when people describe autism as a superpower, but touch wood, 11 years in, I think I'm immune from burnout, because I think if it was going to happen, it would have happened by now, right? I think I'm just so obsessed. I'm so obsessive about it. The danger for me is losing interest, not burning out. And thankfully, I've put my effort behind things I'm not going to lose interest in. Like, I'm never going to stop playing Football Manager. I've been playing it every day since I was, like, I literally used to sit on my dad's knee so he could move or it wasn't even a mouse, so he could push the buttons so we could play Kenny Dalglish Soccer Manager on the Spectrum in the late 80s. You know, I'm not going to stop playing Football Manager. I am hydrating. And I really love making YouTube videos, so I'm not going to burn out on that. And I really love doing Lego, so I'm not going to burn out on that. So, yeah, I think I am lucky. It's my who's the guy? Ali Abdal, is that his name? The guy who does the content about content, amongst other things. He talks about one of the key things you need to be a success as a content creator is you need to work out what your unfair advantage is. So what makes you unique compared to the people you're competing for views with? That it's like, well, that's not fair. I can't compete with that. And I would suggest there is nobody else out there making Football Manager or Lego content who could handle my workload. I think that's my unique advantage. I think that's my unfair advantage. I can work 18 hours a day, 7 days a week for 10 plus years. And I enjoyed it. And I'm going to keep doing it. And it's not as if I've only done it as part of content creation. What people don't see is the previous 15 years of me working a full-time job and trying every side hustle under the sun in my free time. So I was still working those kind of hours. I just wasn't getting paid for it. But I was still putting the time in. It's still always what I've done. So I've been able to channel my obsessive personality. Just watching you with Anna on those streams, it's very apparent you're unique. Yeah. I think the most remarkable thing is Anna puts up with it. So I don't think many people would. What sort of side hustles were you getting into? Oh God, you name it. I did poker. I tried blogging. I wrote a lot of books. I wrote like 600,000 words in a year during my PGCE year. Anyone who is a teacher knows how intense your PGCE year is. I decided to write 7 books that year. Yeah, I did Avon. I did Clean Easy. I did everything. Everything. They wouldn't let me do Ann Summers. I said Avon as a joke. I did Avon. Absolutely, I did Avon. If there's one thing I can't stand, it's being managed. I hate being told what to do. Having a boss is the worst thing for me. So I've spent my entire life trying to get out of having a boss. How have we not scored there? When I was a kid at school, I bought a load of like weird compilation CDs. That's how we haven't scored there. Out the back of an advert in Q magazine, and walked around local like news agents and stuff, asking if I could put a box on their counter to sell them for like £1 each, and we'd split the money. And I had like 3 shops agreeing to it. I never really made anything. I had a shop in like a big car boot sale place where I would just have CDs and records stood in there. And I'd go around car boot sales finding stuff. And you literally, you name it. So it took me until my mid-30s to stumble across a thing, which was content creation, that actually got me some kind of return. I can't believe we're losing in the Sunbed Derby. So you're a Del Boy. I've always been Del Boy. I always will be. I am determined to never work another day for somebody else in my life. If all this crumbled around me tomorrow, I'd have to find something else. Anna got me a bracelet, which is still in my bag because I took it off to go through security at the airport and haven't put it back on. But she got me a bracelet that's just engraved with the date that was the last day I worked for somebody else. If I was able to have tattoos, I would absolutely have that date tattooed on me. Because it's all I've ever wanted, to not have to work for somebody else. I'm an actor for murder mystery evenings. Okay, to be fair, I've never done that. I'll let you have that one. Right, come on, you Wallies. How are we losing in the Sunbed Derby? Why no tattoos? Because I have to take blood thinners now. Ever since Matt tried to kill me, I have to take blood thinners for the rest of my life. Which means no tattoos. Matt did what? I blame it on Matt. Matt took me to the hospital. It's when I had my whole heart thing happen that I'm still adamant was a panic attack, because Matt was taking my PC to his house and I was freaking out over my source of my income being taken away for the day because he was taking it back to his to fix it. So I had like a racing heart and it was diagnosed as atrial fibrillation. I've never had an instant of atrial fibrillation before or since. Obviously, since it's because they've put me on blood thinners and beta blockers. I've had this discussion with the doctors, and they're like, maybe it was a heart attack, but if it were to happen again, you could have a stroke. Is it worth the risk? And I'm like, well, obviously I don't want to risk having a stroke, but at the same time, I don't want to take unnecessary drugs for the next 50 years either. But yeah, there's not really. And until they come up with some kind of better diagnostic than, oh yeah, your heart was going really fast. They had to give me medicine to slow my heart down. It's like an injection, just because my heart was beating at like 180 beats a minute for like an hour. And apparently when it beats that fast, it can throw clots, and clots lead to strokes. So I'm lucky I didn't have a stroke when it was going on. Warfarin I'm on. Stroke bad, tattoos cool. Yeah, exactly. This is the confusion. You're driven to never work for anyone else and do all these incredible things to make sure that doesn't happen. Yet in your Lego streams, you're just a lunatic. What do you mean I'm a lunatic? How is this happening? Where is Sunderland in the league? I think we're going down. This is pathetic. Gracie's coming on. Why don't they offer one of your new anticoagulants? No more monitoring needed. I wish they would give me some alternatives, because just having to go to the hospital once every couple of months to have my prick in my hand. I think there's maybe one time I've been to that hospital car park and not dinged my car. So would quite like to not have to do that regularly. Learn to drive. I can drive, I just can't park. I need one of those self-parking cars. A Pixaban is now preferred over warfarin. Also, they gave me a Pixaban when I was first diagnosed with it, and then they switched me to warfarin when I had my gallbladder out. When I was doing the pre-op for the gallbladder, the doctor then was like, "Why are you taking a Pixaban?" Oh, because I had an atrial fibrillation incident. What? And they only gave you a Pixaban? We need to switch you to warfarin. So they switched me to warfarin. Then had to wean me off warfarin so I could have the surgery. And then I've been on warfarin ever since. So I don't really understand. But yeah, I was on a Pixaban for like two or 3 years before they switched me. Is there a way to subscribe on YouTube to not get ads like I used to on Twitch? The only way to avoid ads on YouTube is to do YouTube Premium. Mrs. had to leave her job because of weird heart stuff. They stuck a blood pressure monitor on her. It went haywire, totally random. They think it's AF, so she's been told not to do anything until her ECG and they can figure out what's happening. And that's the thing. I see what you're describing there is the exact same thing Anna's had, where she's had this happen multiple times. They've been able to monitor it in hospital and confirm, yeah, she had all that. They haven't given her blood thinners. She can have as many tattoos as she wants. She's got confirmed on record atrial fibrillation incidents. But it just seems to be the luck of the draw what doctor you go to. My doctor, one time that they've got no proof of, and it's never happened before or since, yeah, you're taking this medication for life. Urgh. I need new doctors. How are we losing? Why are we so rubbish? I don't enjoy it. I think we might be getting relegated. Or as I like to call it, relegatorized. There you go. Just make all the changes because we've been rubbish. I think it's because you're a man. I think it's because I've also got high blood pressure and I think it just panics them. So I've had high blood pressure, as far as anyone can gather, probably all my life. It was first identified in my early 20s when I went for a medical for a life insurance policy. And they were like, oh, this is higher than it should be. I wasn't even fat at the time. So I've been on blood pressure medication for 20 plus years. Although I'm now down to just one of those. I was on 3 at one point. But I think because of that, it makes them worry about everything else. I have no explanation for why this performance has been so bad. It's alarming. I mean, yeah, that's terrifying. I think it's just one of those occasions where the opposition just are doing something that really breaks what we're doing. And if I was a nerdy little dweeb, I'd figure it out. Gracie hasn't conceded 7. Gracie only conceded 1 of them. Or 2 of them, maybe. Van der Hau conceded the others, which is why Gracie came on. Van der Hau had an absolute stinker in the first half and was responsible for at least 3 of the 5 he conceded. We're now 7 points from safety with 9 games to go. It's starting to look impossible because remember, the last 3 of those 9 games are those 3 matches. It's starting to look unlikely that we're staying up. Does the save end if you get the boot? I don't. I mean, it would. There's absolutely no danger of me getting sacked this season. The only worry will be if we go down and are in the bottom half of the championship by Christmas. Then I might need to worry. But yeah, there's no way I'm getting sacked for getting relegated. I'll make sure any proposed changes are forgotten. Yeah, whatever. Keep bees happy. Is it worth trying our horror of a tactic and picking up draws? Nah. I'd rather just keep trying to win. And sometimes we will win. And most of the time we'll lose and we'll just get relegated. I'm not going to faff about with it. Any relegation release clauses? Yeah, pretty much the entire squad are on quite low relegation release clauses. So we're going to have some money to spend when we go down. At least Frankie will be fun again next season. Oh, he'll be gone. He's got a £9 million relegation release clause. He'll be first out the door if we go down, and I'll drive him to the airport because he's proven that he's not good enough for the Premier League. So I am gagging for somebody to give me £9 million for him. Have I seen the Salah news? If the Salah news is just man whose contract is running down is leaving football club, I don't think that's news anywhere outside of Liverpool. Now, if the man's been diagnosed with cancer and I've been that flippant, I apologise. What's the Salah news? He's leaving. Who cares? Do they even play him anymore? He was out of contract anyway, wasn't he? He's like 50. He doesn't even get in their team anymore, does he? If he actually had cancer, that would have been horrific. I mean, I covered my base. Leave him for free at the end of the season despite having a contract for next year. I mean, I guess that works out for everyone. I imagine he's on a lot of money. So I guess he's off to Saudi Arabia, is he? Are we going to pay him even more money? Liverpool can stop paying him loads of money to be a reserve. Why don't you make live streaming of old classic Championship Manager 102 today's rosters? Because that would be rubbish. And really niche, and most people wouldn't care. The vast majority of people who watch live streams were not even born when Championship Manager 102 came out. And if I'm going to stream to 100 people, it may as well be the 100 old grumpuses who'll watch me stream this. Did you hear about the Tottenham manager? I'm not making any jokes about this one. Has he been sacked finally? It's around 270 across the 2 streams. Oh, well, that's really good then. So, I mean, you're not going to get that many people watching Championship Manager 0102. Right, let's beat Leicester, shall we? Yes, we shall. What do you think happens to Spurs? Well, hopefully they get relegated. His dad died. Well, I'm glad I didn't. I mean, I don't know that would have been my next go-to after cancer. But I'm glad I didn't speculate on what might be wrong with him. Yeah, Topher, it's 3 streams, not 2 streams. Never forget Kick, because they'll never forget us. Champions League football is on. Who on earth is playing in the Champions League today? It's relentless. There's too much football. I thought it was an international break now. Well, there's no Champions League on my phone. Are you sure? Women's Champions League. You made me turn on my television for that. I don't even watch men's football. Why on earth would I watch? Why on earth would I add an additional amount of football to watch? Goodness me. What am I sipping on tonight? It's my usual. It's not my usual. It's my current usual because I'm working for a tub of it before I open my tub of my usual. It's the honey lemon black tea, iced tea. It's delightful. Oh dear. Oh dear me. That sums up McGallagher in the Premier League. And he's clapping somebody for it. I don't even know who he's clapping. Do you have another FM save for free time? No. Making FM content is my free time. No, I struggle to remember the players' names in the 2 saves I've got running across various platforms. I don't need a third save. That's just asking for trouble. Any Football Manager content creator who claims that they also play Football Manager separate to content is telling pork pies, I think. It would be like a professional footballer playing Sunday League. It's like, I mean, you literally get paid to do that. Why are you also doing it for free when, if you want to do a bit more of it, just get paid a bit more? That'd be like teachers going off and teaching another subject somewhere else and not getting paid for it. Yeah, exactly. I love Football Manager, but not enough to... I mean, I say that. I still build Lego. Although, I guess even the Lego, it's always going to be content related to a point. There'll be times when I'll build a Lego set and there's no camera rolling, but it will still feature in a video at some point, but maybe just as a finished set. or just as a thing for me to reference in other videos. So I guess even with the Lego, there isn't ever a time when I'm building Lego and it's not work Lego. Once relegation is confirmed, are you going to instant result the rest of the games? No. No, no, no. And relegation isn't going to be confirmed. We're staying up. No, I've not played a Football Manager save that wasn't content somewhere since I uploaded my first video in 2015. That was the first hobby I lost to work. The first of many. My longest running, most loved hobby got eaten up by work. And since then, we monetize everything. I'd love to see Kev play Red Dead Redemption. I enjoyed Red Dead Redemption. I've played it. I finished it. I enjoyed it. I don't make good content for those kind of games. I mean, I would never do multiplayer. Multiplayer gaming is for wangs. So I just played through the story, and I don't see how it's possible to make good content about a story-driven game like that, because I mean, maybe it's because I've never watched that kind of content, so I've not seen any examples of anyone doing it well. But to me, it's just, you may as well play it yourself and you get the exact same thing. What would I be offering as the content creator? I don't really get it. You have to react to the story. I don't really get it. It's not content I would ever want to watch, so it's not content I would necessarily ever want to make, I don't think. I can't imagine just watching someone play for a story-based game. Yeah, I'm the same. It just seems bananas. With Red Dead Redemption 2 being such a vast game, it's more how you would play it. I'm autistic. I will go from waypoint to waypoint, do the story missions in order, and pretty much ignore everything that's not part of the main story. Bearing in mind, and some of you might, if you don't listen to my podcast, you might not know this, I used to love the Fallout games until Fallout 4 came along, and I just completely fell out of it. Because if you're not familiar with the story of Fallout 4, basically you go into this big nuclear bunker with your partner and baby, and then you get frozen while a nuclear war happens. Midway through you being frozen, you are woken up and witness somebody basically murdering your partner and kidnapping your baby, and then you're put back to sleep. And then when you eventually wake up, everything is gone. You go out into this ruined wasteland world, and you've got to find your baby because your baby has been kidnapped. Your partner has been murdered. Your baby has been kidnapped. You get to the first settlement, and they're like, "Oh, hi, would you like to help us kill that massive monster down there?" And the only thing you can do is go, "Yeah, sure. Don't worry about my kid. I'm sure he's fine. Yeah, I'll go kill your monster for you." And it's nonsense. It's nonsense. And I just couldn't do it. It just made absolutely no sense. And that's how I play games like that. If it isn't the logical, correct thing to do, I'm not going to do it. There's absurd things that go on in Red Dead Redemption, and I utterly ignore them if they don't further the story. I'm just going to do the thing that makes sense for the character at that moment. So in Fallout 4, the only thing that makes sense is you relentlessly hunt for your child until you either find them, discover they're dead. I mean, I've not played it through and I haven't read about it. I assume, and I don't want spoilers in the chat because some people might genuinely not have played this 10-year-old game and want to play it. But my assumption is your baby is now fully grown and is probably the big baddie of the game. That's my assumption. Because that's if I was writing the story, that's how I would set up a story like that. So I assume that's what happens. But yeah, it's bonkers. But the side quests get you the better gear, so the rest of the game is easier. Yeah, but they're, from a story perspective, absolutely nonsense. Because you wouldn't do that. If your kid had been kidnapped, you go find your kid. You get to the end and find out they keep all the eggs in the fridge. Hideous. Absolutely hideous. But yeah, that's why you wouldn't enjoy me playing those kind of games, because you'd just be really annoyed. All this guy does is, like, when I used to play Elder Scrolls, and I say I used to, I never stopped playing Elder Scrolls other than they stopped making them. But I would literally do that spell where you go, and it puts a line to get you to your next checkpoint. I would literally, my feet would glow throughout the entire game, because I would never vary from that line. I would be wanting to go exactly where I need to be next. I've got a spell that tells me exactly where I need to go next. Well, I don't care what's going on over there. Yeah, they're making a bit of a racket, aren't they? Oh, and as I'm walking along the line, I'm like, oh, I wonder what's going on over there. Keep on walking, though, because ultimately, I don't care. I've got a mission. I'm going to do my mission. Oh. I think the Pocopia Let's Play proves you can't keep to a task. There's a difference between keeping to a task and making logical decisions. The thing with Pocopia is I don't really have the motivation of the main character in Pocopia is rebuild this entire world. So there's not one obvious thing that makes that happen. There is a gazillion things going on. So the logical character motivation in that is, I've got a gazillion plates spinning. Let's try and get on all of them. So I do constantly getting distracted from thing to thing to thing. But they are all working towards that main goal. So yeah, you don't want to watch me play story games is the moral of the tale. And also because of that, I occasionally break games. Fallout 3, I remember where, I think it was for like episode 100 of our podcast, we got the opportunity to interview the guy who played Three Dog in Fallout 3. And Fallout 3 is a game that we'd all loved. We'd voted it our game of the year it came out. And I remember Sheepdog saying, do you want to interview Three Dog or Two Dog, or I forget what his name is. And the reason I forget what his name is, because I never met him in my playthrough of Fallout 3, because I went pretty much straight from the start to Rivet City, the city that's on the ship. I just went straight there because it was there. It was obviously where I needed. No, I'm not going there. I'm going to go there. And I just cut out like a quarter of the story, a third of the story. Didn't ever meet him. No idea who he was. So yeah, still love the game, but missed loads of it out. I remember thinking on the way that, I tell you what, these super mutants are hard to kill. I'm glad I'm playing this on easy mode. If he was that important, you would have met him. Exactly. Exactly that. Did I play Pokemon Sword or Shield? Played them both to the end. Love Pokemon. Should have done it and see how long it took for him to notice you haven't a clue. Yeah. I mean, it didn't have to be me who interviewed him. Any of the others could have done it. I'm rubbish at interviewing. I don't mind admitting I can't interview. I can be interviewed. I am terrible at interviewing. Every time and for some reason, like all the various conventions I do panels at, they always want me to moderate. And I'm like, honestly, I would be a much better guest than a moderator. And they always want me to moderate. I don't understand. The bed's full, but we've taken the lead. Have I played Detroit Become Human? Yes, loved it. Ah, boo hiss. So in a game like Skyrim, do you bother with the DLC updates? Or is that too much like a side quest? I mean, I played the DLC. I don't remember specifically what the DLC was. Right, come on. Do a football. You buttholes. How far behind are we now? Probably quite far. Still only 7 points from safety. A win here. And it all becomes doable again. It's yet another must-win game. We're losing a lot of must-win games. Oh, Chizzy, you special boy. Makes the Laludro side quest name quite ironic then when you think about it. Oh yeah, it was just the best name ChatGPT came up with. I asked it to brainstorm names for a channel that I could put my cozy games on. I think the actual prompt I put in was, I talked about this on the stream, all my chat want me to call it Kev's Cozy Corner, but that makes me sound like a paedophile. So brainstorm names that don't make me sound like a paedophile. And that was the best one they came up with. I say it. Although I do have a theory that ChatGPT is just like a bunch of people in a room. A bunch of people in a room trained it, but they did an excellent job. I don't think I could function these days without it. I certainly think I'd have a much bigger team of people working with me. And we might be at the point where Football Manager content was unsustainable if it wasn't for ChatGPT. Come on, do a goal. It's 5-5 between Blackburn and Brentford at the moment, who I think are both down in the relegation zone. Yeah, I mean, a 5-5 draw is an absurd scoreline between those two. You'd need an assistant. I would. Yeah, I'd definitely need an assistant. I mean, Anna does a lot of the assistanting stuff as is. I was talking to someone, I forget, I don't even remember where I was. Someone asked me somewhere if I was going to a Lego convention in a couple of weeks. Have I been somewhere? This is what I mean. Did I go somewhere this weekend? Did I go to a convention this week? I don't remember. Maybe I did. Someone asked me somewhere, am I going to a convention in a couple of weeks? I'm like, I don't know. Ask Anna. I described it was definitely an in-person conversation I've had with someone. The Space Center, yeah, it was a conversation that happened there. Someone was like, "Are you doing this or that?" And I'm like, genuinely, I ask where I'm heading as I'm walking to the car with the camera in my hand, and I just turn up, and I'm the performing monkey in front of the camera. I assume when I get there, I've had a ticket procured for me somehow. I assume it's probably somewhere on my phone, and if I search for the name of the event, I'll find said ticket. But I think there's an overestimation of how much of the planning I'm involved in. I often don't know what I'm doing next and don't know what I've just done. Like, I know I'm somewhere this weekend because I know I'm somewhere this weekend because I've had an email from Dave's Kennels telling me I'm dropping him off there on Friday or Saturday. I don't know where we're going. All I know is because Dave's at the kennels, Anna's coming too. I don't actually know what country I'll be in. I assume it's this one. I don't think we're leaving the country now until America. But I haven't got time to know about stuff like that. Do you think this is a place where I know things about my own life? When's Denmark? That was yesterday. I remember that. I know I was in Denmark yesterday because I had a tweet go semi-viral after my discussion with Danish passport control. Are you sure Anna isn't going somewhere with Dave and leaving you at the kennel? I'm the only one out of the three of us that drives, so I'm definitely going. Well, that result is a problem because we are quickly heading towards. I mean, the thing is, I've played quite a lot of Football Manager over the years. I don't know if I've ever mentioned it to you all. We're now only 6 points from safety. That point was quite important. Let me tell you what I think is going to happen. I think we're going to beat Brentford. I think we're going to lose. I think we're going to not win any of those 4 matches. I think we're also going to win the FA Cup semi-final. I then think we're going to win our final 3 games, survive, and win the FA Cup. Based on all the Football Manager I've played over the years, I think we're finishing 17th from winning the FA Cup. I think that's what we're being set up for. I guess we'll see. Did I get some delicious spunk yesterday? I didn't get any spunk, no. Didn't go near the spunk shop. It was very much a flying visit this time. No time for spunk. He's struggling to settle into the local area. Well, leave them. There you go. Have a leave of absence. I think a short break will only make me realise how much I want to leave. Well, then leave then! There you go. You can leave. I don't care. You've come in. You've made 3 appearances. You've been rubbish. You've not scored. I don't care if you're here or not. Just leave. I'd struggle to settle in Bedford. Don't forget, it's 2034. Universal's open. It's going to be the capital of the UK. It's going to be the place to be in the country once Universal's open. I'm going to convince Anna we need to move there. I want to be walking distance from Universal. Especially if they put a Eurostar in, so you can. There's talk. I don't know how serious this talk was. It could have just been TikTok rumours. There's talk of there being a direct Eurostar link between Universal and Disneyland Paris. So if I can walk to Universal and then get the train, walk to the train station and get the train to Disneyland, That's like the dream place to be. Plus, I did my teacher training in Bedford. What a town. First Primark I ever went in was in Bedford. Bought an umbrella in about 2005. That was an experience. You better get it now before house prices go up. Don't forget, we'll rent. We're not crazy. And that discussion stops there. We're not doing that tonight. Was it raining or were you planning ahead? I don't remember. I just remember buying the umbrella. I think it was just an incredible umbrella deal, the likes of which I've not seen before or since. Sometimes you see a bargain so great that you just buy an umbrella. And I think it was a situation like that. Right, the next gen list is out. I mean, I don't think we're really in a position to buy any of them. Although if we stay up, we would be. So I guess we need to scout them. Oh, can we not even scout them? That's ridiculous that we're still suffering. We can't scout the next gen. We've got no money. Hold on. Can we move some money around? Yeah, we've got to scout next gen. 'Tis madness not to. We still can't scout them? Are they outside of our scouting doodad? No scouting range. Phenomenal. How do I fix that? How do you play this game? What year is it? How do I... Scouting range. World. Now, give me next gen. Ah, still can't. Right. We'll let the changes go through. Then we'll come back and we'll try again. Yeah, now you're talking. Roger Ringoot. That's a good name. Oh, there's one called Kevin. I do like people called Kevin. Bjorn Schappendonk. There is some... I mean, that is the name of a hero. If ever I've seen a player... If ever I've seen a player who's going to go on to become a channel legend, it's Bjorn Schappendonk. That's a good name. Oh. Genuinely, I'm pathetic. I've got goosebumps. Because what a signing he would be. If you didn't watch this year's nominated legend, go to bed. You're up too late. You need to know who Matthew... Right, we're now looking out for names. If Angeli's on there, who else is lurking? This might be the year to be looking at next gen. We don't... If we signed him, we'd literally only need to play one defender if we got relegated and signed him. He would be the defence on his own, and he'd score 15 goals from corners as well. Problem is we don't have any money to buy him with. There's not any other names that I'm recognising yet, I don't think. No, I think Angeli is the one that we want. Ooh, ooh, ooh. How good are we compared to Le Havre? What league are they in? I mean, they're as rubbish as we are in a worse league. No one wants him yet. He's just breaking through into their team. He doesn't want to join us under any circumstances. They want between 32 and 48 million pounds for him. Okay. Fair enough. Probably won't sign Angeli then. What a signing he would be. I am now confused though. At what age does it lock in a new gen? Because he's younger than Rob Harley. And Harley never came through at Wigan. Or did he? And did we just miss him? So he'd be like 19. There's nobody there who fits Harley's positions. There's no obvious out-and-out strikers. Curious. Very curious. Yeah, he's a name in the gameplay, so he wouldn't be listed as Rob Harley, but there should be a player who we renamed into Rob Harley at Wigan. And there isn't. There's no one who fits his positions. So I'm confused. We might have to load up the file and see who was older out of him and Angeli. Maybe Angeli is like a year older. Right, let's go and win the FA Cup. Have they sold him? They hadn't the last time we looked. Last time we looked, he wasn't there and they hadn't sold him. And there was no sign of McRobbie either. Is he a name in the game player like Fraser Sharp and Kim Hoyenhal? If he is, I mean, I guess he could be. Because that would then give him the same position, wouldn't it? Maybe he is. You all need to search, if you've got a save file this far in the future, for if there's a right back called Angeli. Oh, Frankie! Frankie McElligott wins the FA Cup on his own. Wish he could do it in the Premier League. Will I still be naming the game in the future now that you're selling the YouTube channel for £500,000? I haven't had the money yet. I'm still waiting. Yeah, that money does not seem to have turned up yet. which is frustrating because I want to buy a speedboat. Kevin. Come on, let's do more football goals. Couldn't you get Rob Harley's original name from the post on the YouTube page? We've sat here on stream and opened up the save file and looked up his name before. We know he's definitely not there. I didn't say I was going to spend the whole $500,000 on a speedboat, but if I sold the channel for $500,000, some of what I'd spend the money on would be a speedboat. I'm not crazy. I'm not going to spend it all on a speedboat. I'd also want a Lego shopping spree and a trip to Japan. My left back's injured. Yeah, but we're winning, so I don't want to change anything. He'll be fine. What's the worst that could happen? We've got loads of left backs. They're all interchangeably useless. What would I do with a speedboat? Go fast in water in it. Buy everything in a Lego store. Tell you what I'd do. If I won the lottery, which I can't emphasize enough, is really hard for me to do because I don't buy lottery tickets. But if I were to win the lottery or sell my YouTube channel for £500,000, I would be driving straight back up to that shop in Scotland that I went to the other week. And I would just buy everything I wanted from in there. I reckon I could easily blow 50 grand in there in 15 minutes without even having to try very hard. That would be without even being like, you know what, I'm going to go mental. Genuinely, I think if I just picked up everything I wanted, I could do 50 grand in there. What was the shop called? Retired Sets. And then I'd obviously need to come home and go and buy an office to put it all in. And then I'd have a lovely, lovely time building it all. I'd give Matt 25 grand and say, right, the office is there. Make it so that I can just sit in it and build this Lego and not have to think about it. And enough content is captured in high enough quality so that whoever I pay to edit it can turn it into lots of videos. I need sound, lighting, video, multiple angles. I need it all to be perfect. There's your budget. If you can get it done in a week, that'd be super. Let me know when it's ready for me to come and start building. Can you show the full league table after this game? I mean, A, this is an FA Cup game, and B, we're bottom of it. How much would one of every currently available Lego set be? I mean, there's probably about 300 Lego sets currently available that probably have, I mean, I imagine the average price is maybe £100. So I guess I would say maybe 30 grand for one of everything currently available. Matt becomes director of adult things. We've joked about it before. We've joked about if Block Party gets 1 million subscribers and we end up in a big warehouse office cool guy complex like you see the big American YouTubers have, that Matt will come and work there full time literally just doing all of the grown-up stuff. Director, I imagine his official title would be something like operations director. Obviously, we're never going to get that big, because even the big Lego YouTubers don't get that big usually. But if we did, I'm going to make him quit his day job. You won't need Slack anymore. Yeah, exactly. I'll give Topher an ultimatum. You move within a 5-minute walk of the new building or you're done. There's 56 sets over £200. Yeah, exactly. So I would say the average is probably less than 100 then. Although some of them are well. I think 30 grand is probably not far off the mark for one of everything currently available. But obviously, if you're buying retired sets, they start to get very expensive. Like when we were in that shop, when we did our video there were at least 3 sets that were close to 2 grand. Now, I'd only want to buy one of them probably. Well, I think if money was unlimited, I'd probably get myself that Tower of Orthanc as well and be like, well, it looks fun. I'll give it a bash. Maybe we're not going to win the FA Cup. Is Kev finishing the season tonight? Possibly, looking at the time. What is the identity and landscape kit and why is it £600? I guess it sounds like an education set aimed to be sold to schools rather than to humans. Would I buy the McLaren and Mercedes at Formula One sets? Probably not. I've got no interest in it. I mean, it's such a weird hypothetical conversation, isn't it? I would just buy lots of cool sets that I'd enjoy. And that wouldn't involve much in the way of big Technic cars, because I don't really enjoy them. Well, at least this gets the FA Cup out of the way, and we can focus on winning the league. By which I mean, of course, winning in the league. Brentford are second bottom, and they're now in the FA Cup semi-final. I wish you would stop describing us as youthful. Right, so we've got... Oh, we're not going to finish the league tonight, actually. We've got 7 games remaining. And we are 7 points from safety. Easy. It's not even hard. Do Lego take them out of stock to up their price? No, they just stopped making them after a couple of years. So they've got room in the shop for other stuff. And then over time, because you can't buy them anymore, the price starts to go up. Who are we playing next? Aston Vanilla. Easy win. Come on then. How goes the Great Escape? It is great. If anything, the escape is becoming greater by how late we're leaving it to get started. We're just trying to keep things interesting. So unlike any season I've played for a long, long time, I don't remember the last time I got relegated in Football Manager. What's the run-in like? I don't want to talk about it. It's quite hard. We don't want to look at any of this. These are just there for if we stay up and we get some money. Then we'll look at all of that. Right, we're holding a team meeting. You're not expected to win. There you go, they love that. Right, should we do a completely new formation? Let's go. We're going to go with whatever my director of football recommends. And then if it doesn't work, we can sack him. Because I think heads have got a role, and obviously mine's not going to be one of them. So let's get rid of that, because that's hideous. So, director of football, what do you think? You think we should do tiki-taka? I mean, it seems like a terrible idea, but okay. 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3, or 3-4-3. Well, I know we don't have anyone to fit that, so we do have the players to do that, I think. I don't really want to do a 3-4-3, so we'll do a 4-3-3. And then out of possession. Yeah, you can do that. And then who do you think's the best 11 to do that? If this works, by the way, I may as well just resign. There you go. Pick all the roles for me. In fact, pick the team and then pick the roles for me. So this is what my director of football thinks we should do. We're going to tiki-taka our way out of trouble. And obviously, this is our primary tactic. Don't want anyone to think we're just throwing something together. Oh, last minute, get Chizzy in. No false nine Frankie here. Chizzy's here. Well, assistant manager. Let's see if you are going to get sacked or not. Tiki-taka. I don't remember the last time I did tiki-taka. It just seems like a terrible idea. But apparently we've got players who suit it. I genuinely thought we were going to concede after like 8 seconds and I was just going to go to bed. Leave you with the capable hands of my assistant manager, who clearly knows better than I do. He's been in my ear the whole time. Put your money where your mouth is. You're getting fired if we lose. Oh, here we go. Attack. Oh. Tiki-taka. Oh, I see. Turning into Zealand. Honestly, when have you ever seen Zealand come up with a new tactic like that? Zealand can't make a substitution as quickly as I just did a completely new tactic. Come on, football! Footy, football! Kick him in the eye! Bah. Ba 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 da ba 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 da ba 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 da ba ba ba. Well, my poor old assistant manager, he's been with me a long time. It's a shame that I'm going to have to fire him immediately after this match. But these things do have to happen sometimes. We need some fresh eyes on the situation. Today's the day the teddy bears have their picnic. Ba 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 ba. Ba da ba 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 ba. Are these kits purple or is it just my eyes? I thought we played in blue before. Oh, ditto. What are we going to do, eh? I know. Who's going to help me with this? Romantic Timmy. Come on then, Romantic Timmy. We're 2-0 down. I'm looking for a new assistant manager. Do you think you're up to it? I think Timmy might be the chairman. That's the face of a chairman, not an assistant manager, I think. Yes, Timmy, I know. We all feel a bit like that. But we need ideas, not negativity. Right. Well, pathetic. Pathetic. You go back over here to me. I know who'll help. We're getting all my friends involved. Roger. This is my friend Roger. As you can see, Roger enjoys swimming. So, you're a sportsman, Roger. What do you think we should do? Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Roger's furious with what he's seeing. At least he's got his goggles on. There he is. Very cross, Roger. I see how cross you are. I feel the way you feel, Roger. But I don't know what to do about it. That's the problem. I don't have a response. We don't have the players. What I need is a couple of £100 million, a higher reputation, and like a big ground. And is Frankie not even on the bench? Wow. That was a last minute falling out between Frankie and the assistant manager, wasn't it? He's gone from starting to not even on the bench, just like that. We didn't even name a full bench. He's like, actually, you know what, Frankie, just go home. I wonder what they fell out about. Do, 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 do. Right, come on. Why do we keep giving away the ball? Frankie keeps his eggs in the fridge. Frankie's not a moron. Look at the state of this. We're not ticky-tackering ever again. That's clearly not worked. We've not even had a shot on target. Ticky-tacker my eye. What was the next option? Do 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 do. My watch is still on airplane mode, and it's telling me about it now for some reason. Well, that was poor. That was very, very, very poor. Right, well, we've tried my assistant manager's way. So now we're going to try and do it the meme way. Because if in doubt, if I've learned one thing about Lelujo over the years, is all he ever does is a 4-2-3-1 gegenpress. Is it even an option out of possession? So I think we're going to prove what a Wally he is. Apparently it's not even an option out of possession. Best 11. Pick your roles. There you go. ChatGPT is doing away with video features. I don't even know what that means. What's video features? Oh, there you go. We've got some good youth players coming in, apparently. I mean, they're not. Yeah. Oh, no! No! How do I unattend that match? Ah! No more AI videos. I genuinely, bearing in mind I use ChatGPT all day, every day, did not know that ChatGPT could make videos. Why have I been wasting my time making my own videos? Folks, if we have to attend that match, I'm going to go and have a poo and you lot can sit and watch it. So I suggest one of you tells me how to get out of it, because I don't want... Oh, for goodness sake. What is this? Get out of here. How do I... Ah! Ah, leave matches up there. Goodness me, that could have been a disaster. Sign those players. Sign them all. There you go. I've shouted at the goalkeeper as well. We're sending him on a course. You know what? I think it's time to change captains again. Frankie's not been the same since he's been made captain. Now, of course, I have to remember how to do that. I know it's possible to do. Yeah, I'm a genius. I am a genius. Dare we? We need someone who's guaranteed to play, which I suspect is him. He's 6'4" and starts every match. He's got to be captain, hasn't he? I'm not even going to warn him. I'm just going to do it. You're the new captain. And then vice captain. It's going to be him. There you go. We're rocking the boat. Johnny Day immediately goes home ill. With food poisoning. Da, 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 da. Watch us beat Liverpool now. All we needed was a new captain. Maybe false 9 Frankie is the man to play the number 10 in this position. Imagine if this turned him into a Premier League player after we've stripped him of the captaincy. We'd have to give it back to him. I need to know who Taylor is and why he's retiring mid-season. Our long-serving director, John Taylor, has retired from football. All right. You can't even click on directors. Why do we care about that? Where's my beverage? Delicious. The fact that Chadwick is in the team at the number 10 suggests this system is not the one for us. Because I think we could hang around in the Premier League for another 30 years and he's not going to become a Premier League player. When was the last time he even played? It'll be fine. Question is, where's false 9 Frankie? There he is. Right, let's go beat Liverpool then. You can just imagine Bedford fans reading the team sheet today saying, oh my word, he's starting Chadwick. We spent all that money on midfielders in January and he's starting Chadwick against Liverpool. He has lost it. Yeah. We're already down. We may as well try some things. We are playing 2 playmakers as well. I'm being very fancy. Esteve as new captain at right back. All 6'4" of him. Chadwick to score a hat-trick now. I mean, that works. I'll take it. I don't care who scores the goals for us to beat. I mean, remember, is it still the last game we won was against Man City? So maybe we'll be good against that, for goodness sake. Oh dear. It might be bedtime. I might delay the inevitable until Thursday. Hope we get new RNG for the last 5 games. Oh no. Oh no, we did beat Blackburn. That's true, yeah. Oh, who's that who won the ball back? New vice captain Fiorini. The amount of space Verts had there, that was terrifying. If our right back wasn't our new captain, I'd drop him. Look at the state of that. How on earth has he got that much time and space? Whose idea was this? Oh, there you go. New boy's in. Oh, it's a football goal! Super Mario! This system's the making of him. We thought he'd score goals when we signed him and he never did. That's a lovely goal. Beautiful stuff. Now it's on. More! In all honesty, look at the XG as well between the two of us. We're creating chances. It's just a shame we're rubbish at the back, despite all the money we've spent on defenders. We've spent more money on defenders in the last 6 months than the club had previously spent on anything else in its entire history. And we're still hopeless at defending. How's the league looking? Bad. Unpleasant. Uncomfortable. Oh, offside, ref. Go on. Humorous. You're not even going to look. Not even worth a quick fingering. More! Oh! More! I don't know what else to do. People told me shouts were the thing. They don't seem to be helping. We're still ahead on XG, and that's the important thing. Bum, 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 bum. Well, what do we do now? Chadwick didn't work, did he? Let's get false 9 Frankie on. Where's Chizzy? Get him on as well. And get me Bees at left back. How can you drop Frankie? Because he scored 3 goals this year. And then for my final trick... Oh, I forgot we signed a winger. Genuinely forgot all about him. That's a worry. How different things might have been if he'd have played. Oh, dear. Well, surely some point soon it becomes mathematical. Liverpool go top of the Premier League. We're now 8 points from safety with 5 games to go. 3 of those 5 games are against Manchester United, Arsenal and Chelsea. Realistically, we have to win at least 4 of these 5 games and hope other results go our way. Oh, God. I don't think we're staying up, are we? Back to what we know. Back to... Importantly, this might seem like I'm just flailing. Importantly, back to what we know is good enough to get promoted from the Championship. Let's get these players practicing playing this system. Give him a contract. I'm sure he's great. I'm not even going to look at it. I just trust that the contract is good. La da 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 da. Yeah, do all of that. Everyone's getting food poisoning as well now. Relegation scrap approaches final battle. That's alarming. I mean, we could be relegated in this next match. If we lose, We have to address our recent bad form. We do. There you go. We've not been good enough lately. I agree. Everyone's getting injured. Is this just food poisoning going around the place? Bruised ankle, bruised knee. So they've basically kicked each other. Everybody's injured. Yes, they are. Get out of here, punter. You Wally. I'm so tempted to play Johnny Day. But Orsulic scored in the last game. And I don't want to wreck him. This is probably our strike partnership now, these two. Chizzy's got 13 goals this season. Johnny Day on the bench. If it's all going wrong, we've got false nine Frankie and Johnny Day on the bench to come on at half time. So these two have got 45 minutes to do something before they're replaced with a proper championship strike partnership. Right, here we go. Do a football. Oh, this is too much of a football. Kick it far away. That's it. They're being coached. They're coachable. Tackle him. For goodness sake, they're not coachable. They're just idiots. They're just absolutely useless at football idiots. Oh, berate them. Why are you losing again, you plums? That's as berating as I get. That was harsh language from me. Can't believe I used the P word. So after this, we'd have 4 games to go. And we're currently, we'd be 9 points from safety with 4 games to go. So it wouldn't be mathematical just yet. Pretty close, though. Well, I know what I'm doing at half time. For old time's sake. They single-handedly together. They double-handedly dragged us up at least 2 of our promotions. They haven't been able to do it consistently in the Premier League. But can they keep us up? No, they can't. But it'll be fun watching them try. More fun than watching these idiots do nothing. Oh my word. I'm tempted to get Gracie on as well. At least he tries to do saves. We definitely need a new goalkeeper in the summer. I mean, we're going to need a new everything because everyone's on relegation release clauses. So pretty much the whole team is going to leave in the summer. Well, there we go. McGallagher and Day together in the Premier League. They said it would never happen. They said it wouldn't work. They said they weren't good enough. I mean, all of those things are true. That's why we're in this mess. Because despite all that being true, they are still amongst our best players. Frankie certainly is, ability-wise. Oh, my word. It's Johnny! Oh, my word! Surely not! Can you imagine? At least he got his Premier League goal. He'll always be able to say that for the rest of his career. He did score in the Premier League. I mean, I guess there's literally no one at the club who's going to want it more than him. I don't know how much that counts for in Football Manager, but goodness me, he'll care more than everyone else here. And maybe that's all they need. A little bit of someone actually caring. Oh, Frankie. Yeah, Johnny Day's now scored in every league from the National League up to the Premier League. I don't think we had him in the National League North. But yeah, every league from National League to Premier League, Johnny Day has scored. For us. I thought we'd never see another Johnny Day. Right, come on. There's still time. Bless Frankie. Couldn't get anywhere near him there, could he? Right, come on. Get it out into the Johnny Day channel. We're on the right side of the pitch. Now just give it to him. Give it to him! Why are you not giving it to him? Grazes the top of the bar. What use is that to anybody? Yeah, you're coming off. Idiot. Very attacking, please. You know what? Get me my new winger on as well. Where is he? There he is. 20 minutes. We need 2 goals. No one fancies it. Not even going to do a highlight for me. A couple of highlights would be nice in the circumstances. At least make us think there was a chance. What an excellent last 20 minutes that's been. Oh dear. Right, well, Johnny Day starts every game for the rest of the season. 8 points from safety with 4 games to go. 3 of the 4 games are against Manchester United, Arsenal and Chelsea. It's going to be fine. It's still not mathematical. Until it's mathematical, we have to believe. If we turn this around from here, can you imagine? Seems as though your midfield is the problem. Your midfield's the problem. Gracie might be in goal. It's not that any one particular position is the problem. It's the fact the whole team is championship level. We're going to have a lot of fun next year. Whatever league we're in. Bum, 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 bum. I do remember when we put 6 past Wrexham. Those were the days. We're going to put 6 past Coventry here and still get relegated. Because if Football Manager likes to give you false hope, it's not going to let us lose here. I wish we could recall Lewis Brown and get him in the team. We need people who care. And I don't know how many of these do. Especially with so many of them on relegation release clauses as well. Here we go. Here we go, boys and girls. Today's the day. The comeback begins. Do a football. Do a football. It's our favourite chant. Did I watch the first 2 Dune movies? Of course I didn't. I don't watch movies. Come on, we want 1 more Johnny Day. We want 4 more Johnny Days. Here we go. Give it to one of them. I mean, not that one. One of the other 2. One of the proper ones. I think you'll like it if you watch it. The thing is, I'm not going to watch a film that was a book first without reading the book first. And I tried to read the book and it was garbled nonsense. So, therefore, I'll never watch the film. Yay! Lifeline! Well, the front 2 haven't done a lot, have they? Just keep going, chaps. Let's go attack him. Let's at least go down swinging. Just nothing happening. We might have to do one of our formations. It's been a while since we've done a formation. Right, 20 minutes to go. Can you play attacking midfield? You cannot. Can any of you play attacking midfield? You can. Okay. Oh, what have I done here? You there, and then you there. We want you doing that. It all makes sense so far. And then when we've not got the ball, we need to kind of do that. Sort of like that. Does that work? Yes. Yes, it does. Here we go then. Right, here we go. This is lovely work. Oh, that's a penalty! That's a penalty kick! We might not need to make the change. Oh, the changes have gone through! Why would the changes go through before the penalty? It's Johnny! I did not expect the changes to go through there. Now what do we do? I mean, we make the changes back again, obviously. Oh my God, how do we put this back into something sensible? I'm glad we only made 2 substitutions. You know what? We'll give it 5 minutes. We're not going to be very attacking. But maybe we'll attack a bit. I mean, what's Chizzy doing there? Right, now we'll try and make this a bit more sensible because we probably don't need 4 strikers on the pitch. So let's put this back together and work out what we need to take off. So Johnny Day's going to come off. And I think Frankie comes off. And we just keep these 2 on. And then, so you come back here. Oh my word. We're just trying to reassemble this into a team somehow. I think that's right. And then we've still got the option to bring on an attacker again if we concede. Let's drop back down to positive. Oh, don't throw it away, you plums. Why has he just let him go past him like that? What's the point of having a left back? This is why we scored. I mean, this is why we didn't have one. Because what was the point? I don't know what change I've just cancelled. I cancelled something, but... Oh. There you go, just do that. Very attacking, demand more, because a draw and we're relegated. I think. Apparently that was a satisfying result. Are we relegated? Surely we're not still alive. We are 8 points from safety with 3 games to go. Those 3 games are very winnable. Watch us win all 3 of them and stay up. Oh my word. Whole team meeting. Yeah, pull in the right direction, you wallies. Right, boys and girls. We're leaving it there for tonight because we've not got time to play all 3 matches. And I'm a monster. I just can't take relegation this evening. I'll have it on Thursday. It'll be fine. We need to let the RNG reset. We might have a genius idea between now and Thursday. And we'll figure out a plan. But for now, I'm the manager of a Premier League team for at least a couple more days. And that's how it shall remain. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on Thursday. Toodle pip. Make sure you watch the new series on the main channel because it's good. First couple of episodes. It's a lot of fun. Toodle pip. Bye-bye. Hold on. Back we go. Try that again. There you go.